Have you ever wondered what would happen if God took a seal, jammed it full of steroids, and gave it a mouthful of razors? The answer is this fucking demon. And that demon has a name. It's a leopard seal. You can find them stalking the waters in Antarctica, and what makes them special is they are the only species of seal to be considered an apex predator. What does that mean? They are so fucking scary that nothing hunts them. They are the fucking Dark Souls boss of their ecosystem. And once you look at them, pretty easy to see why, because to start with, they're fucking huge.
Damn, boy, he's thick!
They are 3 meters long and weigh in at 600 kilos. But the scary thing about that isn't that it's the same weight as 3 grand pianos. It's that despite being heavier than a vending machine, if it wanted to eat you, you would never see it or hear it coming. See, this ocean dinosaur has 2 ways of hunting. The first is it'll wait for you to get in the water and swim you down at 40 kilometers an hour. But the other way they hunt? Jump scares. Let me paint you a picture. You are a penguin walking across the ice with your buddies, and there's a crack that you need to hop across to continue. And so, bloke in front of you walks up to the edge, eyes the gap, goes to jump, and... Yet the leopard seal that currently has your mate in his mouth has been patiently camping under the ice for the past 3 hours, waiting for you to get close enough to be snatched into the KFC bucket. And if the bite from the mouthful of combat knives doesn't finish you, the seal thrashing the body back and forth like a rag doll, skinning it alive and flinging its limbs all over the place as the other penguins watch, probably does. This fish will choke you, just not the way you think. See, this is a hagfish, found worldwide under the sea, and this thing has one of the most fucking disgusting defense mechanisms on the planet. You see, when I say choke, you probably think I mean they loop that pool noodle shaped body around your neck and squeeze. You are wrong. No, these guys are piss-weak scavengers that average out to about the size of a Subway footlong, and despite having a f***ing face hugger for a mouth, their main defense mechanism is, busting. You see, as you can probably tell by looking at them, these bad boys are slimy. Really slimy. And when threatened, they use it as a f***ing weapon. Whenever something tries to eat them, they kick the slime production into overdrive, secreting a protein that instantly converts the surrounding ocean water into thick, sticky sludge in half a second. And I mean, you know, a load like that in half a second. Dolphins get drunk. But why? Well, you see, the dolphin is by far and away the smartest animal in the ocean. In fact, they're actually the second smartest thing on the planet, just behind you and me. This means they are smart enough to understand that the ideal way to spend your night is more plastered than Chad and Max on your average Cold Ones episode. Shut up! There is just one problem. Last I checked, there's no bottle-o in Bikini Bottom. So how does a dolphin get fired for all? Simple. They abuse pufferfish. You see, due to the lack of underwater alcohol, dolphins need to find other ways to get their fix, which is where SpongeBob's driving instructor comes in. You see, pufferfish contain this really cool and totally not dangerous substance called tetrodotoxin. What is tetrodotoxin? You know, it's only one of the most potent natural neurotoxins on the fucking planet. This shit will freeze your heart and lungs in under an hour with a tiny dose, and it's the reason why cooking a pufferfish requires a dexterity check so you don't, you know, hit the poison gland and get yourself deleted. Now, puffers carry this as a defense mechanism as poison accumulates in their organs and skin. Why is that important? Well, you see, I kinda lied. Dolphins don't get drunk. They get high on neurotoxin.
¿Quieres?
Pods of dolphins will bully pufferfish until they inflate, then partake in a literal puff-puff pass. By lightly squeezing the puffer in their mouth, they receive a small dose of neurotoxin, which has a narcotic effect, allowing Flipper here to trip balls before passing the unhappy basketball onto the next submarine stoner. Flipper and friends saw the deadliest neurotoxin on the planet and said, "Fuck it, let me try some of that." This is the world's fastest chicken. Yeah, this is the Tasmanian native hen. Except no one fucking calls it that shit. We call it the turbo chook. This bad boy is from the land down under. More specifically, it's only found in my home state of Tasmania. And as you may have guessed by that nickname, Lightning McChicken here is built for exactly one purpose. Speed.
I am Speed.
But before I address it violating the speed limit, I've got to address the fact that it's a fucking fraud. So despite that name, it is not remotely related to a chicken. It's actually from a family of waterfowl called rails. It's around 50 centimetres long, tips the scales at 1.5 kilos, and importantly, cannot fly for shit.
Watch your jet!
In fact, it is completely flightless. And that is a little bit of an issue because this is Australia, where at any given point, this mobile KFC bucket is a rock's throw from a fucking snake. However, Sonic the Hedgehog didn't trade in that pilot license for nothing. See, they still have wings, they just don't use them to fly. They use them as a spoiler, because when threatened, they don't fuck off into the clouds. No, Hen Racer here just drops gear into first, punches the throttle, and fucking tears off at 52 kilometers an hour. I don't think you understand how fucking insane it is for something the size of a chihuahua to break the speed limit in a school zone. So let me make a comparison to Australia's other flightless bird, the one we lost a war to. Emus are 2 meters tall, and when they run, they cover 3 meters per step. That is a total of 6 whole native hens per single emu footstep. So you would assume the emu gaps the fucking hen, right? Wrong. Ken Verstappen and the war turkey are the same speed. How the fuck? Hey, did you know wolves and ravens could be best buddies?
Bro, I knew I liked you, dude. Come here.
Yeah, and when I say friends, I don't mean they wave at one another while crossing the streets. No. I mean they have a fucking symbiotic relationship.
We are venom.
You see, ravens are scavengers, which means part of their food source is picking dead bodies clean that are left by other predators. And ravens are also very smart. And they're smart enough to know that one of the best sources of these leftovers is following around a wolf pack. So to help that process along, the raven turns itself into a fucking surveillance drone. See, in order to help the wolves out, they will fly up into the air and use their Google Maps view to locate a succulent, defenseless meal. And once they find Bambi, the raven will start spam pinging the fuck out of it, circling it, and flying back and forth between the wolf pack and their Disney meal, all while screeching at the top of their lungs, "He's down here!" The wolf pack will then take the hint their feathered friend is trying to give them, walk over, and, cancel the Bambi sequel. Which then allows the raven to pick at the leftovers. Kind of like the broke mate who asks if you're going to finish that. It's not just a work friendship though. No. Ravens babysit wolf pups. They are the animal equivalent of the guy who is not related to you at all, but your kids still call him uncle. Yeah, ravens have been seen playing games with wolf pups. They use sticks to play tug of war, playfully swoop the pups and get them to try to bite, and they even play fucking tag together. I'm not gonna lie, that's gotta be one of the cutest things that naturally occurred. I could make a fucking kids cartoon out of that.
You're my friend now. We're having soft tacos later.
Australia doesn't have the Easter Bunny. We have this thing.
Who's that Pokemon?
You see, after the first Easter Bunny was clapped by a snake 5 minutes into his down under egg run,
That's the cutest fucking thing I've ever seen in my entire life.
his replacement took one look at Australia, said, and I quote, "Fuck that," which is why we have the Easter Bilby. Yes, this cute little kangaroo rat is a real animal, and he is way better suited to the job than that fuck-ass rabbit. First off, bilbies are marsupials, which means they've got a pouch for carrying around their kids like a kangaroo. But the mobile daycare also gives them extra inventory slots for Easter eggs, compared to the rabbit, who I can only assume is hiding the eggs up his fucking ass. They can also deliver your chocolate across the Australian desert without dying in the heat, because those big-ass Dumbo ears basically work as a car radiator, dissipating their body heat in order to cool them off in God's air fryer.
Goes to show. Oh, I'm burning!
But most importantly, the Easter Bilby is doing his part to save his species. Here's a fun fact for you. In Australia, rabbits are cunts.
You can't just jump out here.
They are an invasive species, and they fuck up the environment by mowing down all the food meant for native animals. On top of this, they break into bilby burrows and steal them. That, coupled with being hunted by invasive foxes and feral cats, mean the greater bilby is critically endangered. The real reason the Easter Bilby exists is to raise awareness for this, with a chunk of the cash made from selling bilby chocolates being donated to save the species. Unlike that bunny who charges me $15 fucking for a rabbit and tells me to fuck myself.
Oh my god. I am never gonna financially recover from this.
So, in conclusion, fuck that greedy colonising rabbit, the bilby clears.